it's Kay and Hattie from Bit Much Babe. If you are enjoying this podcast, please make sure that you like and subscribe our channel on YouTube. You can also like and follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Leave a little 5-star review, leave a little comment, but be nice about it. And please just keep engaging with us, as it means a lot. And it doesn't cost you anything. It's really, really cheap. And just do it.
It doesn't cost you anything.
It doesn't cost you anything.
It's not cheap. It's free.
Share it to all your friends. Share it to people you like. Share it to people you don't like. We don't really care. Just share it. Okay?
Follow us on Instagram.
And
You just really want more followers on Instagram. And if you work for Tatty Lashes, message us.
That's not how I want to approach them.
Hello and welcome to Bit Much Babe, the podcast by a couple of girls who've typically been seen as a bit much, talking about things that we think are a bit much. Hi.
It's been a hot minute.
Has been a hot minute. Why? Yeah, it has.
Cheers.
We had it, yeah, but we can take these hot minutes because, you know, true friendship.
True friendship.
Yeah, you just come back and it's the same as ever.
It literally is.
I know. How's your week?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Opened a show
You did.
in St. Helens, which is really nice, called The Salon. Don't know why I'm saying it because it'll be over by the time this goes out, but still.
How long is that on for? 1 week?
Till the 13th, so 10 days.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
It's really cool. It's really
Great.
great. Back directing again, which is nice.
Good cast.
Delightful. Delightful cast.
That's all it needs.
Just the most gorgeous angels. Worked with a couple of them before, which is nice. Always nice to be back up with Regal Entertainment, so the company I work for. Great couple of gals.
That's good.
But yeah, it's been good. How Belfast? You've been in Belfast.
I love Belfast. Catching up with our Willie T, who you'll all have watched by now. And on this, Ben, I said I had big news for you.
Oh yes. Okay, go on.
Okay.
So I'm assuming this is referencing the
Ben's date.
Ben's date.
Yeah.
Right? That we've all heard about. We remember because it was
trigger?
only 2 episodes ago, wasn't it? Willie's episode. No, It was last episode because Willie's, he hadn't been on the date yet. It was the last episode where we did the post-match analysis.
Yeah.
So you'll be pleased to hear I took my opportunity in Belfast to do some detective work and investigation, because after what Willie said, see, this is an update you don't know. Willie messaged you, didn't he, saying, how did the date go? Ben filled him in, explained, and then also with the added little at the end that she wanted to hold his dick while I fell asleep. Can I hold your dick?
Can I hold your dick while you're asleep?
And what was Willie's response?
Why did he want to do that? So he said it's a common thing.
He said, yes. So Willie implied, he's like, this is just like why do they always want to do that?
Yeah.
So I went to Belfast and I did 2 podcasts while I was there. I was with Dave, Elliot and Shane Todd. And I took my opportunity to be like, now Shane, I have to ask you this. And I explained about your situation. I explained Willie's response, which was, why do they always want to do that? Which to me is demented and unhinged. Have you ever heard of a friend being like, I love falling asleep, holding his dick?
No,
never. So I did Shane's pod. It was a live episode for the Patreon. So it was out immediately. I woke up this morning to a message from this lovely, lovely girl who was like, oh my God, I'm listening to Shane's podcast and I've had to wake my boyfriend up because I thought it was just me. She's like, I'm from Belfast and I currently live in Australia. I always thought it was just a me thing that I like to do that.
So you had a dick holder message you?
I had a dick holder from Belfast. A dick holder from Belfast messaged me. I think it's a Belfast thing.
It's a Belfast thing that they just like holding dicks.
But how could that pass on from woman to woman?
Is it in their genes?
I don't know, but or is it like a nurture thing where enough of your mates are doing it and you sort of just assume that that's what everyone does? Do you know what I mean? You know,
what if it's more sinister? What if it's being taught to them?
What?
Gosh. What if
you're already going down the groomed route?
What if it's like a grooming thing?
Okay, like a
church.
But not now. It's not that Northern Ireland isn't that sort of pressure cooker religion situation, is it? So not now.
No.
So I talked to immediately, voice noted Willie and was like, I have to assume this is a Belfast thing. This is so.
Do you reckon that's what the Troubles was about?
I cannot believe we have.
Yeah, I reckon it was.
Do you think that's what the Troubles were about?
It was between dick holders and non-dick holders.
I think that's true.
And this is, I think, where the English educational system should really take a bow, because this is absolutely that. This is amazing. And all I want to do now is run down this investigative journey of And I need to know if any of you are ladies from Belfast listening to this. I simply have to know.
You must know.
If you're a dick holder, and if so, pourquoi?
We should go to Belfast and do a documentary style where we go round and we ask people. And it can like start with us in like black and white, like just like with coats on,
Maybe
just like walking around it with the
Adele,
wind.
very Adele, very Adele in Hello.
And it's like, just we've heard things, and it's our responsibility as women to put this to the test and find out are the rumours true?
Yeah.
Do Belfast girls love holding dicks? Dun dun. And then
we have quite a nude lip.
Oh, it's obviously got
quite
to be a nude lip. I'm gonna wear glasses for no reason.
I can't wait.
I think that's a special.
I think that is a special. So this is incredible. You haven't heard back from her? You haven't heard from her? You didn't like...
Oh, have you heard from her?
Yeah.
Oh, have you?
Good boy.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Ben, if you tell me that you've slept with this girl...
I'm not seen her since.
Right.
I've not seen her since. So basically, I just messaged her and was like, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. I don't think we're compatible people. And she put, ha 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 ha, you're wild. And I was like, oh, you're blocked. I was like, I just blocked her.
She just went,
wild.
no. You're wild.
Yeah.
She's maybe my favourite person.
She's so scary.
That is so good. That's like, no.
I love that. I love that.
She just went,
no.
You're so silly. You're silly.
You're so silly. Oh, you silly boy.
You silly
boy. Silly beggar.
Trying to break up with me.
You're breaking up with me. It's silly.
Oh, baby, she's going to watch you sleep. She's going to get in through your windows. Shut your windows.
Yeah. I'm only on the second floor, so she could probably do it. She could probably do it. And I've got
so then you blocked her?
Yeah. Completely blocked.
On everything?
Just on Instagram. I've only got her on Instagram.
Does she not have a number?
Yeah, but she hasn't tried to ring, so...
We'll deal with that when we come to it.
Yeah. I don't think she will. I think she would have done it by now if she was going to.
So you've just said that you've got another date lined up.
Yes. So when this calls, it's in 2 days.
Okay.
And I am punching.
Oh, don't.
No, you're
don't.
not.
Stop it, Ben. I won't
No,
let
you're
Hey,
not.
listen. Free Bitch Autumn, we told you were included in that.
Can I
Do
just
not
come
speak
and
to
show
yourself
you a
like that.
picture?
Yeah, of course you can.
And I'll show you how much I am.
Okay.
Bear in mind that like a good bitch knows how to contour, so don't always believe what you see.
We'll be able to tell whether this is edited, by the way, as well.
We absolutely will.
Yeah.
We'll be able to know if she's done an absolute number on you. I think she's got a filter on that. Let me have a look. Right, give you a minute. Come here. I'm not being a bitch. Take away the lashes.
Never take away the lashes.
No, but what I'm saying is, I think you're all right, Ben. I just think you're so wonderful. I really do.
She's beautiful.
She is.
She is,
but so are you. I think this is a perfect
What
match.
the fuck does that mean? Type B personality. What does that mean?
Oh.
No, let me look. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah,
That's when we said,
Oh, she's put smoker.
Yeah, but they have to tell you.
And the song that she's chosen for her Tinder profile is She's a Bad Mama Jammer. No. She's built, she's stacked. No, gimme. Okay.
Don't ruin her before he's,
I'm not
ruined it himself. Okay. Give him a chance to.
Nice.
Yeah, she does seem nice.
She smokes rollies. No.
Oh, don't be like that. Don't be like that.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I'm middle class.
You're becoming really middle class, actually.
No, I don't like people that smoke rollies.
I think rollies are way sexier.
She said to me,
Like way sexier.
she went, man or woman, I just want someone to love me. And I was like, that's me.
Man or woman, I need someone who what?
Loves me.
She said to you, man or woman, I just want someone to love me.
I need to give that context though, because...
Right, yes, you do, immediately.
So
No, that's very Gen Z of her, though.
she had... Sometimes when I've used Tinder, I've been swiping it, like girl, and every now and again, a guy will just pop up. I don't know. I always thought it was they must have been setting theirs to women to look for straight. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So she was doing it, and she was like, she had hers set to girls, and then I pops up.
So she's bi?
She must
No,
be.
but also apparently so was Ben.
Well, she had hers set to girls only.
She wanted girls.
Did you swipe for a boy?
No, I don't.
I love this.
I think you should try it.
No, but what he's saying is, why is he coming up on her search?
Yeah, why have I popped up on hers when she's...
Fate.
That's what I said
That's
to her.
exactly what it is. Let's not look too much into the gender politics of this. It's just, it's your
fate.
serendipitous. It's your meet cute.
It's the stars. The stars are
I'm
aligned.
going to propose.
Yeah,
I know.
Of course you are. Makes sense.
Oh, Ben, I'm delighted.
Where's she from?
Lancaster.
Okay.
Great.
So not far from home either.
Yeah.
Lovely.
That is really nice. Now, can you just reuse the date that you had planned beforehand on this one? You can do the bowling and the smoke and rye, whatever you said the last
Berry
time.
and rye.
Berry and rye.
I'm going to go back to Lancaster. I'm going to go stay with mum and dad. Because mum and dad live in like there anyway. So
Okay.
I'll
I
just,
see.
I'll just use it like a reason to go and see them as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back on Tuesday. I'm off Wednesday as well. Spend 2 days with mum and dad. Go on that date on the Tuesday. Be lovely.
Oh,
It'd be
that's
lovely.
good.
Like, I wasn't like travelling like just to see
No.
her and then come back. It was. I mean, that sounds like anyway.
Great. Well, this is, I think,
I'm
very
pumped.
positive, and I'm glad you bounced back, and I'm really proud of you. So well
I'm
done.
really proud of you
Yeah.
as well.
Fantastic.
Always bounce back. I'm very elastic in that way.
Yeah. But
You're stretchy
good.
like elastic
Yeah.
because you're tall.
Quite white, like elastic.
Very-
Quite
well,
similar, like
yes.
skin tone, maybe to elastic.
Yes, definitely.
We do need to talk about the skin tone thing on the crushing poster. I know I'm referenced it on stage, but I just want everyone to know, maybe who might have seen the poster for crushing, my skin tone isn't actually that of a new worm.
What?
It's like the pinkest, blotchiest thing. It's like a baby worm. I look like a baby worm in a jumpsuit.
Who's made that?
I don't know.
Probably didn't have a vagina, though, I'm guessing. The
I don't know
person who did
I
that.
don't know who made it.
My picture is the one that I asked originally to be taken off the website because they took a lot of professional pictures of me that are fine, and that one.
Yeah, it always makes the
and
cut.
obviously, the minute I said to Binti, I don't like that picture, Binti went, it's going everywhere, so that it's just everywhere.
You know what Katie Tracy said about her? She's like, I look like I'm playing football for East Germany. It's so good. It's so good. What is that? I know this is the cliche of females in comedy that we're vain and we only care about pictures, but those are,
But I am vain and I do only care about pictures.
and they are demented. Those are demented pictures. So cheers, Binti and Paul. Really massively
Binti and
appreciate your work.
Crushing's going cute though.
It is. I had a lovely message from that girl yesterday who said it's her. I put it on the group. She said it's her new.
Yes,
her
new
favourite,
comfort
her
thing.
comfort show, and I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. And do you know what I realised is I bet there are a demographic of people who. We're not setting up a safe space. That's so fucking patronising and grim. But there are a lot of people who. It's just less combative.
Yeah.
It's not a combative show.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us stylistically are people who get up and they're like, whoa, what the fuck do you do for a living, you fucking piece of shit? Like,
Well, I'm hosting for the first time on Thursday, so let's see if that happens. Let's find out. Are you there on Thursday?
Yeah.
Great.
You're not allowed in the room though, are you?
Yeah.
As long as he's in the
I'm not allowed in
vicinity.
the room. I'm not allowed.
As long as he's in the vicinity.
Not allowed to show manage it. I'm not allowed to do nothing.
Yeah.
Not allowed to-
Which is why it always goes so wrong when I'm not there.
Yeah, because we always need a man, don't we? Because when women are left to their own devices, it all goes wrong.
No,
Wow,
I just
really?
think- I just think we need a
My bit much babe this week is you,
I just think we need a
you're a
competent
bit-
show manager.
because you're just a bit misogynistic.
Emily was fucking brilliant on the last one.
Yeah.
Emily was phenomenal on the last
Yeah.
one.
She's great. I love her so much.
Emily's brilliant.
I know. It was really
Absolutely
great. We're very lucky.
Brilliant.
Um,
She's beautiful as well. Proper
I
gorgeous
have a
little
real
girl.
crush on Emily.
Oh, I have a crush on Emily. Yeah, she's beautiful. She told me my hair looked nice the other week, and I was like,
You get giddy. You be like, God, we're shit, aren't we?
Oh my God,
we're so
terrible.
easy.
We're
so easy.
I'm so easy, you know. Like I think about this,
know.
like I don't mean sexually
Okay.
anymore,
Yeah.
but I mean like genuinely the way to kind of just get into my like
Pants?
but like mind is to literally just be like, you're looking good. And I'm like, okay, what one of my organs do you want?
Yeah.
You can have any of them. Oh,
I
like,
think a lot about what George said in that episode about how like men have been offering up such like complete trash for such a long time that you can do the bare minimum
Yeah.
and be the greatest man in the world. And I just think maybe never a truer thing was spaketh, actually.
What?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Spaketh.
Yeah.
That's not real. No, you're making noises. You're making
a
noises.
true word was spaketh.
No, you're making noises
Yeah.
and playing on the fact that I'm like not well educated.
No, but
Middle
you're one of
class.
the most intelligent person I've
What
ever
did
met.
you just say?
What was that?
What did you say?
You're one of the most intelligent people I've ever met. I am just on 3 hours of sleep. So
have you not met a lot of people? I'm not one of the most intelligent.
You are. You know loads
Do you
of stuff.
think?
Yeah, because you've got this thing like intelligence isn't book smart. Intelligent, like I some of the guys I went to school with, admittedly went to like good schools and they went to great universities. Some of the genuine thickest girls I've ever met on the face of the earth, like who left their own devices would be dead in a week. There's just no. Whereas it's different. I think absolute intelligence isn't something that necessarily is represented in exam results.
I do absolutely love it though when there are people that are academically so clever and there's a perfect example of this and you know them. I don't know why I was scared about it. The holidays.
Oh yeah.
The two most. So Dan.
Oh yeah, you won. Yeah.
Dan, and him and his brother are the two most academically smart people I've ever met. Like they are so ferociously intelligent in regards to like academia and whatever. Like brilliant. But my God, are they the two thickest boys I've ever met? Yeah. And Tom Halliday, baby Tom, he did you work there at the time? And he said he was walking around and he was like looking. Go, what are you looking for, babe? And he went, where are them like big black like carrier bags? And we went, big black carrier bags? He went, yeah, the big black carrier bags. And we went, do you mean bin bags, babe? And he went, yeah, them. And I was like, well, they're there, Tom. And he was like, oh, right. And then he stood, I swear to God, for about 10 minutes looking at an empty bin, holding it in his hand and just going. And you could see in his head, he was like, that doesn't fit in there.
How am I going to do this then?
Yeah.
I love that.
And it took him about 20 minutes to change a bin. We just left him. It's like an animal.
His crystal maze.
It was like Discovery Channel just watched as he tried to do it. Little sweet.
I love people like that. Like I really secretly love people.
We used to work weddings and like he'd come in, we'd be working a wedding and the bride would walk past and he'd go, someone got married. Like it's that level of.
No way.
Yeah. When we worked Grand National and he asked about 3 hours into the shift, is there a race on?
Yeah. I do
like
know
it's that level of sheer utter.
It's
beautiful stupidity.
Just a sort of.
I adore him.
Yeah,
I'll do absolutely.
But that's what I mean. Don't ever talk about not being intelligent because school isn't. That's not what that is. Also, you were fine at school, weren't you? Yeah, you did well at school.
Yeah. Fucked up my A-levels.
Yeah, but that's because you were a legend.
No, my very mean boyfriend broke up with me too.
That's what I mean. You were dealing with some personal stuff.
I was dealing with some personal issues, guys.
Exactly.
Okay, I didn't want to write an ethics essay. I was busy. My heart was breaking.
Yeah. Also, P.S. How you can't write an essay on ethics when you haven't gotten it yet?
Exactly. And I had no ethics.
No, why would you?
I was busy.
What would we do with the ethics at 17?
I was being a victim.
Exactly.
No. I actually really liked ethics A level. It's all about like abortion and like euthanasia and just all them really fun fun topics stuff. And whether they're right and like arguing the point against them and stuff. I loved it. It was great. Just basically to argue for an A level.
I think you'd have been a great debater.
I'm a phenomenal debater.
I think you would have been.
I think I would have made a great lawyer.
Agreed. Absolute agreed.
I would have made a phenomenal lawyer, but
go on.
My issue is I know I would have been like ethically a bad lawyer. Like I feel like I would have gotten too far into it and then like a murderer would be like, can you defend me? Here's £1 million. But I have done it. And I'd be like, I know, I'd be like a shark. I'd be like, yeah, of course I can.
But that's not being a bad lawyer. That's actually being a great lawyer. It's just about a person.
I know. I think sometimes I think money is the root of all evil. I think it is with me. I hope it isn't. I hope that I change. I hope that I've changed.
I really respect that.
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't have any money.
I respect it. And I would love that we're in a partnership knowing that, because obviously, as you well know, I am the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am useless with money. I don't save it. I don't have it. It is a complete anathema to me.
It's the first thing I think of when I wake up and the last thing I think about when I go to bed. I am terrified of money. I'm terrified of not having enough. I'm terrified of being skinned. It genuinely, absolutely terrifies me. The fact of like it consumes my every waking minute of, do I have enough money? Can I survive? Can I do this? Like I am constantly like panicking about money all the time. Constant. It's absolutely constant. We're going to be set on that note. We will be launching a Patreon. So
speaking of this forthcoming mental breakdown, yeah.
If you want me to continue to live, me.
Oh, we have to say what the Patreon is, because we have to get them to start doing the things.
Oh, we do. Well, do you know what? Well done, Hass.
Head of Dreams, reporting for duty.
So we are going to be launching a Patreon, and the premise of our Patreon is we're going to be calling it a
Much love, babe.
Much love, babe. And basically, we want you guys to write in to us with what you think are a bit muches, your problems, if you need advice from two people that really shouldn't actually be giving you advice.
But we are actually very good at it. We are very good at it.
We're just not good at following
ask
it.
each other. We don't follow our own advice, but like we're so good at advice. We're so good at giving advice.
Yeah. And like, yeah, anything that essentially we want to create a Patreon, which is a bit of I know you said safe space before, but you're right, it is a bit patronising, but just a sense of like a community.
Kay and I are massive Dolly Alderton fans.
Yeah.
We have said this on multiple occasions. So it's that sort of agony aunt column that she does. So if you have things that you feel are a bit much and you want to talk to us about, or you think you're maybe being a bit much and you want a kind of second and third opinion on it, or just stuff that life's a bit much and you want to hear our sort of wall bouncing, as it were.
And also, it's behind a paywall, which means, you know,
and we'll never name you.
We'll never name you, but it is behind a paywall, which means me and Hattie will be bringing problems that we can't discuss on public episodes.
Yes.
Behind a paywall. And believe me, if you think this is bad, you've got no idea some of the shit. And I will be naming people.
Yeah, Dean McCarthy from Widnes. I'm going to get my money back from you one day.
Shit myself when you said Dean. So, yeah. Let's all look forward to the Patreon. The email address is bitmuchbabe@gmail.com. So yeah, send it all over. Ben, can you put will you put the email in?
Of course I can.
Oh, well
Thanks,
done, darling.
Ben.
Of course I can.
Well done. But yeah, start writing stuff in and we'll be launching the Patreon very soon. And yeah, we just want to kind of build something that is just for you guys. Yeah. Really. And
we get a proper little dialogue because we genuinely love hearing from you and love it when you're in the DMs and love it when you respond. So actually this is just a way of us getting to do more of it, really.
And from a business perspective, obviously the more patrons we get, the better stuff that we'll be able to do. And it'll just fund bigger things. It'll fund taking Ben on a Corrie tour.
Yeah. And then the Mamma Mia tour
and the Mamma Mia tour. That probably is going to be a couple of years away, but the Corrie tour is doable. We just need, like, you know,
tour. ABBA Voyage we've got, maybe.
Tickets have just gone on sale for the Corrie tour in November, I think.
Do you get alerts on your phone?
Yep.
Yeah. There we go.
So you've heard it here. November. We need this money quick.
Yeah.
Come on,
We've
guys.
just opened a bank account, haven't we?
We did just open a bank account.
We've just opened a bank account. Yeah, so we just opened a bank account.
Not the easiest thing we've ever done in my life.
Not the
I think it would have been easier if I wasn't there.
Yes, you're right. It would have been actually easier if you wasn't there.
Business.
But because Hassie just walked in and just completely went, well, pay invoices from it. And the woman went, well, you need a business account. And I was like, Hassie, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because we're not a registered business yet. Not that this is not relevant for anyone, but we opened an account so we can start paying you from the account and blah, 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 blah. Because we do pay Ben, by the way. Just in case anyone wants to- we do pay Ben. And Hassie said the stupidest thing in the bank we were filling out. So it's like, Michelle, the lovely lady, who said she's going to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, hi, Michelle. Thank you for helping. Thank you for helping.
She's lovely. We were filling out things. So they have them on iPads now. You know, you fill it out on like an iPad.
Very fancy.
Yeah. And so obviously, like it said, title, and you click on it and it gives you the drop down of like Mr., Mrs.
Dame wasn't there.
Dame wasn't there. No. Hero wasn't there. We were very upset. So I put in Miss. And then on the name, I clicked to type in my name and Hattie went, do all the names drop down as well? And I went, what?
Just wondered if there was a drop down of every single name.
Hattie genuinely thought I was going to click on it and all of the names that have ever existed
Just scrolling.
were going to show up. And she went, I thought it was like when you go to like the fair and there's all the keychains with your names on them.
You're just going to hope yours is there.
So I wouldn't let her.
Very tired.
So I didn't let her touch it for the rest of the day and I just filled it all in.
I really didn't need to be there.
Because yeah, that was the stupidest thing. That's my bit much for this week, is having to do bank things.
Yeah. And then also as two self-employed artists being confronted with your credit score. Also a really fun day.
Yeah.
So sign up to this Patreon. Change a couple of girls' lives.
Yeah, because a little bit of inside knowledge. They wouldn't give us an overdraft.
Not okay.
We were declined for an overdraft.
No overdrafts for you, silly bitches. No.
They basically said no. These two girls can't have an overdraft. They're useless.
They were right. We did both have one to go. No, they're
Fair
absolutely
enough.
right.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely
right. We
fair
shouldn't.
enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely fair enough.
Anyway, we are going to go have a little break and come up with our splendid guest. So, bye.
Hello, I'm Ben. I've got a split show on the 26th of October with Michael Osborne, and it's going to be dead good. Please buy a ticket, because no one has. And I'm getting desperate, man. I'm getting a little bit desperate. My mum's coming. And at the minute, she's going to be sat on her own. So please come. Even if you just make friends, just come to the show, please. £7.50. Done.
St. John's is a great gaff.
Yeah.
Are we recording, by the way?
We are recording.
Stunning. Because I was really enjoying this, and I was like, I don't want to stop.
You obviously just stop it. Alison's
We
coming
are
with too
going.
much heat.
I want to talk about St. John's Market a lot more.
Go on. By the way, Alison's Spittle's here, by the way.
Alice
You hadn't already
But more
clocked it.
importantly, St. John's Market.
St. John's Market,
So what did you think of St. John's Market?
Loved it.
It's great, isn't it?
It is great. Kush, and is there another one called, is it like Bad Diva or Miss Guilty? I love independent name shops where it's like, it's practically just like dirty bitch, like it should be called, or something like
Stupid
that.
slag. Yeah. Oh, I love
Arts for £17 with jewels on the heel.
Have you seen the
You got them, didn't you?
No, nearly. They have like, so like, I know I'm too, like, this is like, I'm at a stage of fatness where I'm too fat to buy like trousers and tops in a place that isn't like Evans's, or do you know what I mean, on the high
First
street.
of all, Alison, you do not speak about yourself like this on this podcast. A free bitch autumn?
A free bitch autumn, no,
no.
but like I'm a big fucker for accessories and stuff like that.
I love
and they have these
accessory.
incredible slippers that are like they're just baubles. They're just like fur and glitter. They're gorgeous. They make you look like you got hooves, like furry hooves.
Bliss.
And they're like 15 quid. So I'm gonna go back there today after this
As you
and
must.
go buy them, because I didn't buy them yesterday, but now I keep thinking about it. So now I'm like, I should.
That's the test.
Yeah.
That's the test.
If you're still thinking
If you're
about
still
it.
thinking about it.
yeah. Now, it wasn't slagging myself off, but like I just like, a fat girl's brain goes into a shop and it's like scarves, handbags, stuff that will not hurt me if I put it on psychologically.
okay,
I know it's really messed up,
No.
but they had these jeans. Like if you're a size 16, get them, mate. They're like or under. They're like oh my god, bejeweled jeans. They're giving Tracy Beaker. They're giving like, it just feels like Jacqueline Wilson in
Jacqueline
trousers.
Wilson jeans. I know. I can picture
Can you
them.
picture them?
Yes.
Like drawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
With some with stars, with like multicolored stars on denim. It is just
Like they look like your mum abandoned you.
yes.
Like them kind of jeans.
I mean, that's how I dress. I do dress like my mum abandoned me.
Yeah.
And I've got some deep issues. Yeah.
Doesn't lure her back.
I know. Well,
But what about sparkly jeans, man?
I know. Well, I grew up in a council estate and like I just dressed really like silly. But because I grew up around my mates, they didn't give a shit,
Yeah.
and they were the tough ones at school. So I kind of
do what
have
the fuck
like
you want.
carte blanche to do whatever I like. So I express myself freely.
Do-
But
do-
if I went
yeah.
to a town where people didn't know me, then sorry, I leaned far too back from that microphone. Let me
You're
get
good.
back in here. Let
Come
me get
closer,
back
come
in here.
closer.
Snuggle in there, Alison.
But if I'm in other towns, when I was a teenager, like I would get shit.
Yeah.
Because I dressed a bit alternatively, but in my own hometown it was kind of fine.
Do you
So
think
it's
that's the
weird,
thing
it's
we
like
all
being
got
on
wrong as
holiday.
teenagers though? Because I actually think that like people who so marched their own drama and so dressed for themselves actually were kind of formidable. Like I wish more of us understood that. Like I wish we didn't. There were a couple of girls in my year who definitely dressed for themselves and actually they didn't get shit because there was a kind of, even though we were all like basic bitches at that age, at least we certainly were at my school, there's a kind of begrudging subliminal respect for it where you kind of go, okay bitch, like I see, like okay,
You can only be made to feel bad about things that I think you're already on a level of insecure
Totally
about.
agree.
I think so.
Totally
I
agree.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
totally.
trolling. I've said this to you before. If I get trolled on like if someone says like women aren't funny or Scousers aren't funny, I go ha 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 off my head. Whereas if someone comes at me about my appearance, I'm like, and it's because I know that women are funny and I know that Scousers are funny, so I don't care.
Yeah.
But when they come at me over my appearance, that's when I'm like, oh, but you're right. Like that's the bit that, and I think you can only be made to feel bad about something that you're already insecure about.
But that's true. Like, as in, let's get into appearance and stuff and getting slagged off. Because like I've got from Ireland originally.
Which part of Ireland are you from?
A place called Westmeath, which is directly bang in the middle.
Okay.
It's like spiritually and geographically like Telford. Like if you can imagine a shithole like Telford, that's where I'm from.
Spiritually,
Yeah,
yeah.
spiritually.
I've never heard
it's
the word
Telford.
spiritually and Telford in the same
That's what got
sentence.
me. And it was so perfect as well. I don't think the people of Telford have heard the
I
word
don't know.
spiritual.
I
And I
don't
love
know.
that.
I don't think the people of Telford will back me up on that.
I don't know, but they won't know what. They'll have to Google what spiritually means. 100%.
I went there once when I was 12, and
To Telford?
Yeah, my dad's English, so like it's.
I'm sorry.
I know what it, like. I do this in stand up, so I'm gonna say it, but I'm gonna give the word. You know, because I hate like when you go on a podcast and then you're like, I know, but like my dad is so English, like he's so English that even I feel colonized by him. Like he's so English,
good.
and he's not a fan of the Irish as well, which is so weird. Him and my mum are divorced.
Yeah, that's probably
So I
why
think
he's not
that's
so
probably
big.
why-
That's what I was
yeah,
going to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
I bet he was at one
I
point.
think he was probably loved them at
Then
one
he got
point.
the Irish one
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good like that, the English boys. It just
I
takes
know.
one, and they fucking
They
hate
do,
them forever.
yeah.
You know.
That's true.
Yeah, no.
That's
That's
very
it.
English of him.
Yeah.
Very English of him.
But my dad used to put England flags outside of our house in Ireland, in the Kansas state in Ireland. And I don't know, like, what happened. I think there was very localized forest fires or something like that, because those England flags would go on fire all the time. And he would like just he had an attic full of England flags. The man loves England. The man is like a Disney adult, except for the concept of England. Do you know what I mean? Like, where's the clothes? Where's the clothes?
I mean, no disrespect to your father, because he's your father, but
Yeah,
they are the
absolutely.
worst kind of people in the world. Like,
Oh, I remember my 8th birthday. So I'm a Gemini, and so my birthday always falls around like the Euros, World Cup, all that, and Father's Day. They're the holy trifecta. And one Sunday, so my dad got like we had a birthday party in my back garden. My dad had a few Belgian beers, but he had one too many of those little small green bottles. And the image that I remember for the rest of my life is it's starting to rain on the barbecue. The kids are running away. Dad's got a boom box because I've just bought him for Father's Day. I think it was like top 20 England songs or whatever, that type of thing.
I love that era.
Yeah.
I love the era of compilation CDs.
It was like with Vindaloo and all that. And,
now that's what I call racism.
yeah, exactly. Oh my! Clip that up. Write that down. But so we're running away, and I'm looking at him. All these like 8-year-old Irish kids running away from him while he's singing Jerusalem with his top off and an England flag, and the boombox is getting wet. My mum is like, "You're gonna get electrocuted. Will you get fucking in?" And he's like, "No, I'm being patriotic about England."
And may I tell you, Alison, there is nothing more patriotic than an Englishman barbecuing in the rain.
I know.
There is nothing in the world. Like, that's most of my childhood as well. Just my dad under an umbrella outside being like, "Nope, it's gonna work."
Oh
What
my
makes
God.
that funnier? What makes that so much funnier is that he was drunk off Belgian beers.
I know.
Like good old Englishman getting drunk off Belgian beers.
Is there like
God.
are they like really weak, or what's the vibe of a Belgian beer?
It's the fact that it's
just 'cause
Belgian.
they're
He's so
small.
patriotic.
Oh, yes, mate.
He's so patriotic. He's like, England. I'm going to drink these Belgian beers.
But it was exactly that, because I remember my dad going through a period of those little tiny beers, because I think
Was
they're
it-
telling themselves
It's
that, like,
alcoholism.
it's a little one.
Yes.
It's alcoholism, but they're telling themselves, "Oh, it's just a little."
That's it. That's
Just a little
it.
one.
It's
If your
acceptable
dad
to have a
hasn't
kid's
played
birthday
around with
party.
alcoholism, is he really?
Is he really?
That's
Do you know what I
true.
mean? Like, let's all be real.
I just got back from Ireland this morning, the other island,
Did you?
Belfast.
Oh, beautiful.
I love it.
Not
And-
real
but-
island.
Yes, sorry, the other one. And but I was
I
talking.
love both. I
I
love both.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
There's so much.
Sorry, that was a joke. Belfast, please don't cancel me. I'm sorry. I would really like to gig in you one
Way to
day.
go, Kay.
If that's okay.
But I was talking. I went on a couple of the boys' pods, and we were talking about this.
Nice.
Just in the realm of new parenting and watching. I mean, you're probably same as us, where like some of your friends are having the kids, and it's all the like gentle parenting and mindful parenting and gracious. You actually look back at your childhood and be like, oh, just alcoholics.
Yes.
Just alcoholics. Completely fine, normalized. Everyone's just.
I was brought up in a pub.
Yeah.
Do you know? I didn't like, not even the cool way where you're brought up in a pub where your dad owns a pub or something like that.
No.
But like my playground was, I remember one of my favorite pubs, because I moved around a lot as a kid. So a lot of my socializing was in pubs. A lot of my like social circle when I was about like 4 or 5 was all just people who worked in the construction industry, because like I didn't know any kids. It was just my dad's mates. My first best friend was a guy called Malcolm, who was an electrician from New Zealand. I don't know if he reciprocated that, but he was my best friend because he had big eyebrows, and I named my goldfish after him. And that was peace. Hope you're alive, Malcolm. Sorry, I don't know why I'm like.
Get in touch, Malcolm. Get in the comments.
Yeah.
Malcolm, big eyebrows. That's all you need.
I've like, what's the opposite to a mother wound, but for big eyebrows? Like, I find big eyebrows friendly. I find big eyebrows.
like association, like one of those things where it like triggers something.
It's one of the most positive things in my life.
And they make
like
you feel safe as big eyebrows.
Yeah, big time.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know why.
Dangerous,
I just feel that people with big eyebrows are like good people.
Yeah.
I just trust them.
Well, great.
You know, it's like the opposite to a facial scar. You know, James Bond villains always have facial scars or something like that. And like normally people with facial scars, they're quite nice people who have got into the wrong situation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why are we always being like, oh, people with facial scars are evil? It's like, no, the people who gave them the facial scars.
Absolutely. Yeah, the signifier is
evil.
off, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. What were we chatting about? I need to get diagnosed for ADHD.
No, I did.
Malcolm.
No, and then we were talking about the
being brought up in pubs.
Yeah.
Amen.
So the Holy Trinity is like you get like £2 for any of the machines, a Coke and a packet of crisps, and you're just left alone. And there was this pub in Westmead that had a old cooker and some hay bales in a shed, and all the kids just used to play in that.
But that's a playground, yeah.
It is like a play. I love it. Yeah, a found playground.
We had such a similar thing. So my dad played rugby, and so every weekend we were at the rugby club. That's just what we did.
Yeah.
But the kids, it wasn't like there was an organised option for the children who were there. So our parents just, obviously the dads were playing rugby, the women work in the
Beautiful.
And we just disappeared. But there was on the far field away from where they were playing what we just called the dirty tractor. It was just this old, abandoned, disgusting, oily, dirty tractor. We were there for the whole day. Like all the kids just congregated at the dirty tractor. This thing had like cogs and springs and oil and like bits and sharp bits coming out. I mean, it was a decomposing, abandoned, oily tractor.
That's beautiful.
Hours on this thing. It was magic.
Yeah. My second cousin does a lot of tarmac and stuff, and we used to play on his roller. That's the most dangerous thing I can think of.
Absolutely.
You could like make child pate. You know? You can make, we didn't. It was all good. But
God bless.
this is the most dangerous thing I can think of. Was like,
Mum's just like with the Sauvignon indoors being like,
yeah, box wine.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
God bless him. It's different now. Like, can you imagine?
It just wouldn't happen now, would it?
I'm just in awe that you had appliances.
What did you have?
That's really, like you had a tractor.
Dads. Sorry, this whole thing's been very tricky. We've been joking.
You spent time with your dad.
Yeah.
Dads took you places.
Yeah, our dads may have been drunk, but they were there.
They were there.
Your dads were drunk, but they were there.
They were present.
My God, what a life you've led.
Sorry,
How
just
the other half
gloating.
lived. You're just literally
Where did you play? Where was the? I'd love to hear this now.
We played in the street.
Did you? Tell me about like your upbringing.
No.
No.
She hasn't got a middle name that can be asked.
Right. Nice.
Have you got a middle name?
I got a middle name. I got a confirmation name as well. Yeah.
And she's from Spiritual Telford.
I'd take a racist dad actually if it meant I could have all of that. No, then we just used to play in the street.
Yeah. What did you play? This I'd love to.
Kirby.
Kirby is great. So that's curbs. What is that?
So Kirby, you have a ball. It doesn't even have to be a ball actually. It could be anything. And you have to just throw it, and if it hits the Kirby, you get a point.
Yeah. Wasn't there a thing that you had to run back and forth?
Yeah, you could run back and forth.
Incorporating like cricket.
Yeah. We didn't. That was too much organisation for us.
Yeah.
You just play in the street. I mean, if we went to pubs, we'd just play in the back.
The
like
back.
a car park.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But no one had cars, so just be that park, really.
Nice.
I don't know. We just used to make our own fun.
Yeah.
That's what we used to do. I used to try and do shows, obviously.
That's so lovely.
So I used to try and get everyone to do like a dance and then try and make the adults watch it. But they didn't, obviously. Or they did, they just can't remember it. or like what would be really annoying is if they were pissed.
Yeah.
And then you try and do a show for them, but then they'd get up and try and join in because they were pissed.
Oh.
But they were the performers. I was.
Thunder Steelers, thank
Do
you.
you know what I mean?
No,
Like I was putting on a show.
Yeah.
You sit the fuck, but we couldn't afford security, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't. We just. I have no memories of tractors.
I'm so sorry.
That
distract might still be there. Next time you're down south, we can go playing it if you want.
Do you know what? That would heal a lot of wounds. Actually, I would really like to go and play
little
on the track.
Little sprinkle of Hatty's childhood.
Can your dad come with? Can your dad come with us? Yeah.
I've always
Not in a sexual way. Hatty's dad.
Oh really? Oh my! During lockdown, me and 3 other comedians did like a lockdown show, and one of the segments we had was we put up pictures of our dads, and then we got the people to vote on who had the best looking dad.
Oh, stop!
Mine got 4th, and I'm so sad because my other friends.
You not show him a picture of him topless in front of a barbecue holding a Belgian beer. Maybe pick the wrong photo.
Yeah,
Alisson,
maybe that was the problem.
Maybe that was it. The other ones had like very interesting facial hair. So maybe I should have gone with that.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha.
I'm jealous of people that grow up. Do you grow up in a city?
Yeah, I grew up in Liverpool.
I grew up in like 16 houses, so it was a really rural council estate. So you had all the your friends weren't allowed to come to your estate because it was too rough, but you also had sheep and cows, and I used to play in a Jacobite watchtower. There's an old I don't know how old let's say 500-year-old castle in the back of my estate, and we used to play in that. We used to we used to play in it, and then someone rolled a rock into someone's face from a first story.
Sorry, that someone rolled a rock into someone's face.
It wasn't me, and I don't like the person it was rolled into, so I'm happy.
That would put a dampener on things.
It would.
That would change the mood. Slightly.
The farmer then tried to block it up, but it was just a full on. We used to play on it. It was so great.
So nice. How are you finding? You live in England now, don't you?
I am. I live in London now.
How are you finding it?
All right. Yeah.
How long have you been? Yeah.
5 years, I think. Now,
whereabouts in London are you?
So I used to be in Camden, and I loved Camden.
Camden feels like a very you vibe.
Thank
I know we've only met today, but this is
It's the hair.
so this thrives in Camden for sure. I think, yeah.
And I used to read about Camden when I was a
it's
teenager.
got such a romance to it, doesn't it? Well, especially, because I was a child of the 90s, and Camden, absolutely back then, and all the fashion that was coming out of it, and the aesthetic, and
Amy Winehouse, all that vibe. And I used to, when I was a teenager, I used to be a big fan of Morrissey.
Okay.
And used to have I know he's nothing to do with Camden, although he had a song called "Come Back to Camden."
I was going to say, he feels like he'd like Camden.
Yeah. I used to. So I went to 15 of his concerts when I was a teenager. I know, that was the only thing. I spent every bit of babysitting money. I worked in a telesales place. Spent all of my money on Morrissey CDs.
Good girl.
But he used to throw a shirt into the crowd, and we used to tear it apart with our teeth. It was absolutely depraved stuff.
Hey, sexual awakening.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm not a fan of him anymore. So it's just so weird to look at
That's growth.
But it was a whole 10 years of my life that it was loved Morrissey and loved Wagner out of X Factor. Those are my two.
This is such
things.
synergy. He came back into my life this week. I don't know why. Just sometimes someone comes back and I suddenly thought about him.
Come back into your life?
I don't know. He just came back into my head.
In a dream? Was he bongoing?
It would have been a dream, but what a time to be alive. We lived through Wagner.
Oh, I did. I loved it. He had his own vape juice line out a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I was tempted, but I don't vape.
What a legend.
So yeah.
Well, there's a time to start.
Wagner made me vape.
I know. I want Wagner juice, baby. But, he's an entrepreneur. I don't know. I find him very interesting because he's from Brazil. He's a man of mystery. He is. And I think he was I think he was a good entertainer, and I think X Factor should have been seen as an entertainment show rather than a viable career thing. Yeah. I mean, and I didn't like that people hated him because he kept getting through. And it's what do you want on a Saturday? Do you really want to watch Matt Cardle, 11 Matt Cardles or whatever?
No one wants to watch that.
No.
Well, we proved that we didn't want to watch Matt Cardle. We didn't want to watch one, turns out.
But I always do feel weird about it. I feel like X Factor treats the individual contestants the way that society society treats those types of people.
Yeah.
So it's like I've always felt like, how do I say this? I've always been weirdly into pop music in regards to like social politics.
Yeah.
I think in the late 90s there was a lot of like working class people that were able to come forward and better their lives and do stuff. Now all of the pop stars are like children of bankers, children of people that work in record companies. It's always like it drives me insane. So it feels like in the past 20 years it's just become clear that you can only do a job that you want to do if your parents can help you financially.
Yeah.
And that drives me insane.
No, of course
you
it does.
know?
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen, I don't know if you follow it, there's been so much recently about the numbers of, obviously everyone's talking about racial representation, gender representation, sexuality representation, all of which are so obviously
Important
and necessary. The representation of working class
Yeah.
performers and people in the industry is plummeting.
Yeah.
Like the numbers of it over the last 20 years are probably the worst they've ever been, which is terrifying when you think of the strides that we're making elsewhere. But the working class thing has just been completely brushed under the carpet, and no one's really noticed the fact that, oh, hang on, exactly what you said. All the people making their way up through the industry have enormous funding and support from their family.
Yeah. I think it's because because it'll take effort, and so people don't give a shit. Like people will only do as much as like is convenient to them.
Yeah.
So it's like whether you hear these bursaries that go for working class people, or you hear like promises.
Yeah.
But it's like it does drive me insane because I do the Edinburgh Fringe a lot.
Yeah.
And I live in London, and I know that like. I look at myself and I look at I know that I'm luckier than my neighbours in my estate, as in my parents. That this sounds like such a read, and it isn't. But I'm just saying, like, when you're working class, you can look at stuff and you go, oh, I was luckier because my parents had a car, so they were able to drive me to go do stuff or whatever like that. And we don't look at like the privileges that sometimes we look at people and go, why can't they do this? Why can't they do that? Especially like around unemployed people, like. This is one of my other pet peeves is people get pissed off about the idea of like someone doing nothing and just taking off the state and stuff, but the people that are doing nothing, their lives aren't like fun, and you don't know what's going on. You don't know why they can't get properly employed or whatever, but we seem to only have this like one box, which is you shouldn't. We're so individual, but yet we expect everyone to conform.
Yeah.
And that drives me insane. So it's like individualistic.
We are so individual, but we also then expect attitudinal similarities. Like if you or I are able to get up in the morning and like find a minimum wage job because the comedy's not going very well, we're able to, and we do, and we probably have in our lives, and maybe will forever, but in my case, but then you just assume, I think people just assume that notion or that headspace for everyone, and exactly what you said, well, you don't know what they're getting up with in the morning already. You don't know. You don't know the head they're waking up with in the morning already. You don't know the dependents they have, the other obligations they have, the sort of
and like, do you know, like the other thing is like, so I grew up in a state with people with big TVs and shit, but I knew their lives were shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, let them have the big TV. Fuck it, man. It's not hurting you. Like, I just, we always like just to turn people on each other for scraps. And it's not about like the bigger picture, which is that the rich are getting richer and the children of the rich are just, their dreams are their dreams, and they're allowed to do stuff, whatever they want to do. I know that if I have a kid, I don't think I will, but if I ever did have a kid, I'd have to be realistic and go, you can do this or you can do that. I have family who work in minimum wage jobs who are just like working until their bodies are exhausted and will never be able to own a house or like live in, or council houses even. There's no council houses. So they're just living in like horrible rented accommodation, working all the hours they can do so they might be able to go on one weekend break a year to make their lives a bit better. This is so serious, and I'm so sorry.
No, it's what we do.
I really like the way that we've gone from Wagner to this.
Yeah, but that
I love it.
And that's what everyone knows about you, Alisson, is range. Do you know what I mean? That's what you.
Range.
Everyone,
But you're
dead on. You're dead on.
Yeah, you are. You're so right, and I think the issue so much is that everyone is painted with the same brush.
Yeah.
And no one is, but it's the same with anything, any kind of discrimination, any kind of looking down on different groups in society. It's because everyone's painted with the same brush. No one's individual stories are told.
No, working class women are sexualised to a disgusting degree, especially young working class women. They're seen as slags. And I've seen that from like, I've seen it through.
That's interesting.
This is the thing. This is gonna be. So if you know me, this is not about you. So.
I love that's your baby reindeer disclaimer. It's fake.
Yeah. If you think it's you, it's not. But I noticed that so I had two different sets of friends, ones who didn't live in social housing and ones who did live in social housing. And the ones who did live in social housing were being treated like teenagers, were being sexualized by older men from a very younger age, and the girls who weren't living in social housing were left alone. And it's because they came from upstanding families. Maybe they had a male relative that was like
they were
friends with them. They were protected, but working class women aren't protected. And you notice that in the media. Like it's just so weird. Like Charlotte Church is working class, and she was sexualized from. I know she did opera and shit like that, but like it is weird how she was sexualized from such a young age, where they were waiting for her to turn legal. There's loads of stuff,
right. And then she released Sexy Chick.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's a sexy chick?
Issues and issues.
She took her power back.
What's a sexy chick? No, crazy chick.
Yeah,
Sexy chick is David Guetta. I don't know what class he is.
Sexy chick.
A sexy chick.
Damn. Yeah.
I'm feeling working class.
you are right that you are right in the way like they're sexualized versus that sort of the upper class young female is sort of that pedestally Madonna notion, isn't it?
It's a Madonna notion.
Yeah. But that's completely wrapped up in like decisions we've already made about class. Or
I think
decisions
so.
The class system was made about class.
And I don't know if it's like a thing of I think another thing is like working class children have to grow up a bit earlier.
I agree with that.
Get jobs, do stuff, be independent.
They're aware of more earlier.
Oh, way more.
Like aware of more earlier for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And like I think working class kids like know about police, social services. They know about the kind of like protections in society a lot more than a child that doesn't go into that part. So like, what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that I don't know about I'll go back to like, if we want to talk about like working class and comedy and stuff, it's like I wouldn't be able to do comedy unless I was able to be on the dole in Ireland for the first 2 years of me doing comedy, because and also the rent was cheap, and it isn't that way now. No. And I know, so I did mooch off the government for 2 years to pursue something I wanted to do. I treated the government like my rich dad, and I stayed in a shitty box room, and I lived frugally, and but I did have my day free where I could write and I could do stuff, and I feel like if I didn't do that I wouldn't be doing comedy. But I feel that's so sad because I don't think that's available for anyone now.
Exactly that. And then also even the way that you said that, you're like, oh listen, I did mooch after. It's like, but you otherwise wouldn't have had that option and the opportunity. So it's in the same way that I lived at home for the year before I moved to Liverpool, and I'm in my 30s. I lived at home. I have grown up in West London. There is a home with a spare room available to me. I'm very, very lucky. I mooched. But I mooched hard, but because it's my dad or my mum or whatever, like there's not this sort of there was an enormous amount of accompanying shame with it, but not in the way that like even you're sitting here digesting it being like, I shouldn't, but like it's got to be there, because otherwise this class system is immovable and it's never going to change and it's never going to break down.
I do think and I saw a clip of Stuart Lee, so it feels like I'm taken from him, but I fought this as well. But I do think that the way we're like, we need to sort out representation, we need to sort out like working class representation and stuff. We need to bring back the welfare state to a proper degree, because not just to stop people from dying, because there's people from dying, but also like we should live in a society where everyone can pursue something that they want to do and have the space to do that, because like it's not like we're living in the Industrial Revolution. We don't need like working bodies doing everything. Everything's getting automated anyway. So why don't we just have universal basic income and let people let people pursue their dreams? Don't let AI do all the creative shit and then we do all the shitty jobs.
You must be so aware that, though. Can I ask about because I'm permanently gobsmacked. No, that's the wrong way around. The Irish educational system is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I have so many mates from Ireland. The education system you guys have across the board, obviously I can't speak for every single school, is just generally so much better than ours.
Is it?
Unbelievable. Just how much how it's treated, the fact that you guys don't start your writing stuff till, was it like 6 or 7? There's an understanding of children not being pushed too early, they're not hitting burnout too early, exams not being everything
I didn't know this,
towards.
But I agree.
But my friend
you're
Rose
saying it,
talking
like,
about it, and it's so, there's such a pastoral notion to the way you guys are school, which is understanding what kids need at what point, what's going to last, and it's not all like we have, which is completely focused towards exams. Which means that half the year you're not even learning, you're just taking exams.
What's that?
Or prepping for exams.
What's that thing? It's like a I don't know what it's called, not a fable. Anyway, it's like that thing if you can't judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree.
Or ride a bicycle.
Something like that. If you're judging a monkey and a fish on their ability to climb a tree. But if you judge a monkey on its ability to breathe underwater or swim, like it's that kind of thing.
It was what we were talking about intelligence and
it's
being
that
about
thing
book
of
smart.
Everyone has the different
skills and how to bring it out. Exactly. But do you have private school? Do you have like the same? Not obviously private schools, but like the same way that we have in England, where there is. It's just such a chasm.
There is
like a gap in that, like what the private school, the opportunities that are afforded, just in terms of like equipment and resources, and like the money at private schools versus the money at state.
I think the biggest thing that people get with a private education, and I've noticed this in Britain, is the comfort of being around other rich people that I don't have. Like I don't know how to talk to people that are rich, and I don't feel like they feel that they're better than me. It's not their fault. I just can't do it. Like I can't if I'm in a room with someone and they're like a commissioner or someone that I feel could change my life in some way, I can't talk to them. I don't know how to. I just not comfortable. I can't. And like there are other people who might have went to the same school as that commissioner or have another like life experience that commissioner might have, like skiing or something like that,
Oh, tennis.
It's like the way like middle class men put their voices lower when they're in taxis and they go, "Did you watch the football?" You know what I mean? They are.
You're so right.
Yeah.
But do you know what that is? And I speak as someone who went to private school, and we've talked about this.
I love to talk about this.
We've talked about this because it's come up a couple of times when Kay's gone, it's being a chameleon. I think there's something that is sort of put in you at some point. I don't know how, which is your ability to morph into the situation you're in order to thrive. So I don't necessarily, I have 2 mates from school. Like I wouldn't say I grew up around my kindred spirits. Like I don't think those were my people. Yeah. But I would say when in that situation, there's a chameleon confidence where I go, I don't feel like you, but I know exactly how to ape you and to
it's assimilation.
It's to be what I need to be in this moment and to have confidence in it.
Yeah.
And it's the opposite of authenticity, I would say.
Yeah.
Which is you just have this thing of, I know what I have to do in the moment socially, and having been given the series of it's like class etiquette. Remember my mate, Scousey Laura, who was down south. And
what do you call her?
Well, we call her Scousey Laura, but she wouldn't be... Scousey Laura. But but we wouldn't call her that up here because she's just Laura, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Down south, she's Scouse Laura.
Scousey.
Well, I think Scouse Laura, but...
Okay, Scouse Laura's fine. Scousey was the bit that got me.
Oh, that was a bit. No, I think it's Scouse Laura. But she said one time she was going out with a fella who she met at drama school, and he'd private school, but like a very different set to like my lot. And she went to one of these family events, and obviously she sat down with all the cutlery. They sat down with all like one of these big fancy family with all the cutlery, and she was like, what the fuck? Like, what's for what?
Yeah.
And I said to her, I was like, that's such a fuck you from the class system. That is one of those real fuck yous. It's them going, I know you won't know this.
Yeah.
It's a way of keeping people out and being like, you won't know this.
But you eat from the outside in.
You do, but you know
Titanic, baby.
Hey! God bless Leo. He told us everything.
I didn't have a tractor, but I know how to do cutlery. Bitches.
But you know, even those like
Two
shitty
things I
little, like,
learned.
there was stuff that I don't even like, the shitty little forks and the weird spoons and the like things for fish and the things for soup and that's the dessert spoon. Like, it's the like fucking nonsense like that. And
beautiful. I thought you were calling them nonsense, and I was like, yeah, they are.
But it's those like shitty little things that are still kicking around where you go into a room where someone like puts that in front of you and you do just go, oh, because why the fuck should you know?
I wonder if we could do universal basic income and then teach every child about class.
Yes.
Like I didn't realize about like I think I had an idea in my village that like some friends are being treated different to others, but I don't think there's a real class system in Ireland.
There is. I agree with that. Yeah,
it's on a micro level. It's a like. I know that if I put the address that my place isn't rough, that I have to say that, like, it's ridiculous. But
your Jacobite castles,
There were some estates, there were some places where you couldn't put your address on your CV because they just wouldn't employ you.
Really?
Because they would be like, she will thieve, or But it's not like, that's like one person's bigotry. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They see it as a, but what were we, sorry, I was going to.
No, we love a tangent here. We really do. But I'd ask about education. Education. The reason I ask about this is, do you actually think that part of the issue with that, the reason you got is there isn't that difference between private and state really? Like generally, are all the schools in Ireland of a standard which is...
Yeah, my school was amazing.
Exactly. That's what most of my friends say about their schools. Everyone really does think the world of the schooling they got. Oh,
I think it's well because it's like I'm in my mid-30s. So when I was a teenager, Ireland was doing incredibly well economically.
Yeah.
So I was poor, but like I lived a good life.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't any, I never starved or anything like that. There wasn't anything like it. I don't think nowadays, like if I grew up in the environment I grew up in, life would be a lot harder, and I know that. And the school was, oh my god, so I had a mental breakdown when I was 13, right?
So chic,
so
babe.
cute.
Yeah.
Punched a jack of potato into the floor. Mum was like, what the fuck's going on here?
You punched a jack of potato into the floor?
Into the floor, until it became like it looked like a boxing glove made out of potato skin. I was just like punching it into the floor. I had a bit of it, I just wanted
to be fair, Ireland's relationship with potatoes isn't the best anyway, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Show them.
Yeah, you take that, potatoes.
So like my mum came in and she's like, what's going on? And she goes, what's wrong? And I was like, I actually don't know, but I'm gonna keep punching. So
well done for choosing a potato though.
Thank you.
It could have been anyone else.
I was gonna say, I love women beating yourself up about this. If you'd been a fella, three of your classmates dead.
Look, potatoes can't punch back or call the police.
So well done for articulating yourself, babe.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So
fuck you, carbs.
She told the school, fuck you, carbs. She told the school, and then the school had like a special mental health department, and I used to go to counselling then every week with like a clinical psychiatrist or psychologist.
That's sick.
Isn't that sick?
Yeah.
Isn't that sick? So the school stepped in, and like it was just, so my school was amazing. I know for like people that were younger than me that went to that school didn't get the same support because of the economy. No. Do you know what I mean? Like there was like, I know someone who's autistic and had the reading age of like a 7-year-old and they were 13, didn't get spotted. It's just, you know what I mean? And it's just the difference of an economy crashing and an economy doing well.
Yeah.
Same area, same teacher, same everything, less resources. Like
less potatoes.
Less potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was genuinely, I think going to a counsellor or going to these like psychotherapists and stuff, I can never remember the name of them, but it gave me the best tools. I was able to like know what my feelings are, and I was able to also if someone did start on me, I kind of like empathized with them, because I was like, oh, this person wants to punch my head in, but they actually want to punch their own heads in, do you know? And it's all
that is a lovely way of looking at it.
I would have adored you at school. Like, can you imagine anything more like calming and wonderful than Alisson being in your year in school when you're doing formative angry years, and every time you're just like, no, I think this is a you thing.
This is a reflection on you.
This feels like you're sad and it's not going to make me sad. That's incredible. Yeah. That's beautiful.
I know. Also, like, I did get into fights though. Like, let's not get it.
Listen, we all have a day.
A young lad said that my mum had got a fresh head of highlights. She looked beautiful. And this lad in school was like, your mum looks like she's got toilet duck in her hair. And I tried to gouge his eyes out.
Take him right
no
out.
regret.
Babe,
That
take him
makes
right
sense,
out.
though.
Yeah.
You do need a bit of hyper violence to establish like dominance so people don't mess with you. I know that sounds really fucked up.
No, 100%.
But
Get him.
that is what it was
Yeah,
like.
get him. Yeah.
It's like I never had issues after that. Never had issues.
But it's like being a comedian. Like I would
Yeah,
say
it
every
is.
now and again,
It
like
is.
I mean, you don't want to go in hard on a heckler for no reason.
Yeah.
Every now and again, you've just got to show them what you can do. So
Yeah.
that the rest of the night runs real smooth.
Exactly,
You know?
it is. It
Someone's
is
got to
that.
take the hit. What
you have to
I'm
assert
sorry, Jeff.
dominance.
You take the hit because then the rest of the night's going to
Totally.
run smooth as a
yeah.
space.
You have to say that you're in control and you're in
Yeah.
charge.
And I think that's what I love about stand up, and that's why I got into stand up, was because I never felt control over so many aspects of my life. Like I always felt like it's so I get like a lot of shit on the street for the way I look, even before I dyed my hair, just by virtue of being fat and like dressing in a mad way. Like you would get people
own way.
coming up to you like and shit, and like starting shit, which was like, but when I do stand up, because I'm on stage and I have the microphone, there is like an established hierarchy there.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you have to listen to me, and I know I'm funny.
Yeah.
So there's no point. It's not even, and that sounds like you're being an arsehole, but if you don't go up on stage with the belief that you are funny, there is no point in you doing stand up. I remember once I was like, I Googled myself to find a date, and I should never do this.
Do not be ashamed of this,
no,
by the way.
don't be
We've
ashamed of
all
Googling
done it.
yourself.
Yeah.
But
No,
I Googled
Jesus, don't.
because I used to Google myself like just for
I wonder if I'm on yet.
I'm like,
What does Google know who I am yet?
exactly. I mean, let's see what the
Shout out Google who listed me as 40, by the way. So thank you very much.
They listed you as 40?
40 years old, yeah.
I think Google say that I am worth 1.5 million, which is really
Congratulations,
not true.
I was there.
My sister brought that to me because I'm like, I'm not. I no way.
She is,
not.
absolutely is.
She
Own
absolutely
that,
not.
own that.
Yeah.
Really not. I'm so not that. Last night I was talking about I had to pay 50 quid for a train and I am fucked this week. So that's how little I have.
So yeah, sorry, I cut
what
you
were we
off.
chatting
No,
about?
you were saying about how
Google. Was it?
Google. Yeah, you Googled yourself.
So yeah, so this happened like 2 years ago. I Googled something and there's like a whole thread about me on Reddit, and it was kind of like just saying how unfunny I was, but I was reading it and it was really weird because like, you know the way you're like personal appearance, I'm like that with personal appearance as well, because it's always like, so I'm saying this from my point of view, I'm not going, you're fat too, I don't care how you feel about yourself, that's your shit, do you know what I mean? But for me, it's like when you're fat and you get into an argument, it's always the last word is you're fat, and it's like, I'm gonna go on another tangent.
do
again.
it. I love it.
So next year I'm doing a show and I'm gonna call it Fat Bitch, and it's all gonna be about it's all gonna be about my relationship with like other people and being fat, because I've come to the realization that I always thought that I didn't like myself, but I actually came to the realization that I felt I didn't like myself because I felt it was required of me not to like myself by virtue of being fat. But then actually because I had to do this survey so basically I got ill and I have to lose weight for this because I'm pre-diabetic and I need to sort out some shit. I got like septicemia and stuff like that, so shit got serious and I had to do it, but I have to do it, and it's like this weird process because I did accept myself when I read a feminist book and got into
Yeah.
Lizzo, everything, and like but it's weird now because medically I have to make changes, and I was doing this like survey for the NHS and they're asking because I want to get help from a doctor about trying to lose weight, and in the survey it says like, have you lost respect for yourself since you've put on weight? Now I've been fat since I was like since a 12 or like 11, something like that, and then I was thinking about it and I was like, I can't have lost respect for myself because I was always fat since I was like a teenager. And then it was like, and I was going through all of this survey and it was all about your feelings about yourself, and I realised at the end of the day that I don't feel that bad about myself. Like I feel like as much as anyone does.
Yeah.
But the thing that I would like is for people not to call me a fat bitch on the train, but that isn't in the survey, and I would like that. I would like to,
one request.
Yeah. I'd like to never get Seb to see me again, and I'd also like to not be called a fat bitch by.
Yeah.
I'd like to not fear stag parties.
Absolutely.
Do you know that
Yeah.
type of thing?
That's so interesting that actually what you said about it's actually not that you hate yourself or have no respect for yourself or whatever or feel any particular way about
it's that you've been expected to.
It's that you've been expected to. And I've realised this again, probably from doing comedy. Have you ever spoken to like just your average, it's usually American, but like straight fella, got them on the subject of Amy Schumer or Lena Dunham, they get furious.
Oh yeah,
they get furious about, especially Lena Dunham. They get furious.
She takes her tits out and takes her belly out
without their permission to find herself sexy. That's what I realised. I was like, oh, you've never signed off on her being allowed to feel that she's sexy.
Yeah.
They can't, I've spoken to guys and they're like raging. And I was like, this speaks to something else. This isn't just you don't like her comedy, you don't like her book, you don't like girls. Like,
yeah, they're not even bringing up the fact that she put gravel in her siblings' puss.
Absolutely.
As a child.
No, that's not even sometimes their main beef. Oh, hun, that's a whole subreddit. We'll do this.
A whole
subreddit. It is the fact that in that show, she feels good about herself. She feels good about her body. And there's a place of rage, I think.
I think it is. And I think it's the thing as well of like, I used to get asked. I got asked by another fat girl, actually, how did I get a boyfriend? And it wasn't like, she was being like a genuine, like she was asking.
She genuinely wanted to know.
Advice and stuff. And it was like so sad because it was like, because like you can't really give advice on that, and I don't think as well like that getting a partner is an achievement in life or anything like that.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Hell yes, we do know what you mean. Yes,
and
Alison,
it's like,
we both know exactly what you mean. It's not an achievement, and if it was, we wouldn't be close.
Because then like 3/4 of my school are doing great. Do you know what I mean? When that's not the case.
Yeah, that's a very fair point.
We are delighted.
But you know, this one. It's always this one.
Oh God, I love you.
Oh yeah. No, do you know what my least favourite? Sorry to go on to this.
I love it. No,
it makes me so angry. Like Merry Christmas from me and mine.
I know. I know.
From me and mine. From me and mine.
It's so hard because I'm so cynical about so much stuff. But sometimes I'm like, sometimes I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's a council estate thing or something. But sometimes I'm like with my sister, and I'm like, should we get matching pajamas for Christmas? And it's like,
that's great. That's great.
We go to Butlins, like we have a very silly, you know.
But I don't think you should be in matching pajamas with someone whose dick you've sucked. I just don't think that is appropriate.
I don't think
you share bodily fluids.
Yes.
Why not share a pattern?
I don't like
share
it.
a nice plaid.
And it's different if you have a baba and you're a little family and you, all right, that's fine. But like if you're just two people that are just best mates to have, because a relationship should be your best mate that you have sex with. That is what a relationship should be.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in matching pajamas with you. That's icky.
Absolutely.
Like no, like if you've ragged my hair and like then don't put me in matching pajamas with you.
Don't sibling me.
Don't sibling me.
That's what it is. That's why it's fine when it's your siblings. Don't sibling me.
I
Are we sending this as a card? No, we are not.
I get the vibe that you want to be railed but not share a hot chocolate with someone. Like it feels.
I think no one has got you quicker. I think no one has ever. If a man could see you like Alisson sees you, this would be. You just don't want to have a hot chocolate with anyone.
Hot chocolate's too rich for me as well. It hits my belly.
Oh no!
And do you know what? We have covered. This has been one of my absolute faves. I've loved what we've covered, and I love that we've really gone there. And I love that we've ended on the most important issue, which is matching pajamas.
Absolutely, getting railed.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, I didn't even get to Alisson. Just before we go, have you been watching Strictly?
No, I haven't.
Oh well, never mind.
Oh, good.
For fuck's sake! All I wanted to do today was discuss Strictly, and we haven't had a chance to discuss.
Kay, she's like, I want to start a feature on Strictly. I was like, I will never ever watch Strictly.
Oh yeah, I want to start talking about Strictly every week.
Well, that's going to be next week.
Oh, so I panicked to the light. Anyway, watch Strictly, and we'll discuss it next time.
Alison, is there anything you need to plug? Is there any shows you've got coming up? Is there any?
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start a podcast with my friend Poppy Hillstead, and it's going to be we're going to read Take a Break magazine stories to each other. So it's like real life shocking.
Oh my god, she'll be on it.
I love it so much. I love it so much. I love it so much.
We haven't come up with a name yet. We were considering Take a Life, but we think that would be very. But no, we can't.
The wrong people are going to listen. The wrong people are going to listen.
I know. But that I think that's the only thing really. So thank you so much. I'm so sorry I was late. I'll chat to you. I'll come back again, and I'll be like 15 minutes early, baby.
I love this the most.
I've loved everything.
Alison Spittle, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alison. Thank you so much for coming on.